Corzo's back with more Sunday Sports Talk. Now on 1500 ESPN.
Every hour here at the Venture Bank Minnesota Golf Show, 1500 ESPN will be awarding a free swing evaluation from Golf Tech. This is a $125 value. Simply register at the 1500 ESPN booth. There'll be 18 finalists, and then they'll be entered into a Golf Tech Game Plan 310 pool. This includes 3 months of video analysis, 10 lessons, and a Tech Club fitting. This is a $1,500 prize thanks to Golf Tech for their partnership. We are out at the golf show, and when I was here on Friday, I was talking to one of the Golf Tech guys, and I got to find the name because I'm so bad with names, and I know it. What did I do with it? McNaney, Bill McNaney. What's McNaney's first name? Jim McNaney. And Jim said, you got to go. I said, I used to use the long putter. They're illegal this year. I got to look for a putter. He said, go talk to Bill Presse. He's designed a new putter, and we all love to hear that, called Directed Force. I went down, spent a lot of time with Bill. I got fitted. Now I'm just trying to decide whether I want to drop the dough on that putter. But I did want to get you on the show to kind of talk about the design of this putter. And it's an interesting concept, Bill. And let's just talk about the concept of the Directed Force putter. Why is this putter different than others? And I saw it with my own eyes, so you can explain it to the listeners.
All right. Well, we had an anchoring ban that came into effect.
Yes, I know. I'm saddened about it.
One of the reasons why people were anchoring is it reduced the twist that a face-balanced putter would put on your grip.
And I'm just going to say this to the listeners. Anchoring is the people that use long putters, either the broomstick, like Adam Scott uses, or the belly putter. Means the top of the putter is anchored against some part of your chest or your stomach.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
and that's what they banned, is the anchoring.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And one of the benefits to anchoring is that it helped stabilize the head that was unbalanced, that was trying to open up or close. And so the premise for Directed Force lie angle balancing is making the putter balance to be perpendicular to the arc that the lie angle creates. So if somebody has a real flat lie angle, then they're going to have a more rounded arc, and if they're very upright, they're going to have a shallower arc. And so that rotation changes. And when we're fitting putters, people have different arcs. And so we actually balance the face to stay perpendicular without your hands touching the putter. And we kind of take a pride in saying the worst thing you can do is actually put your hands on our putter because it stays straight by itself.
Right, and what Bill means there is if you take a putter and you just hang it from a string on the arc and you roll it back, the putter head's going to either open or close. It's going to spin because of the weight.
Right.
Because it's weighted more to be straight up and down, but the swing isn't straight up and down. So when you're taking the putter back, it's trying to pull either open or closed.
Correct.
And so if your grip's too light or you get a little outside, so it's more difficult to deliver the putter head back at a square line, which is what you're trying to do.
Right.
And what you've done through this technology that you've invented is now when the putter goes back, it stays square. It stays on the line with the arc because of the way you've weighted it. And this is obviously something that how come other putting manufacturers haven't done this in the past? They didn't think it's important, or they don't think. And let me ask this question first. Why is that important? Why should that help somebody like me improve my putting, to have a putter that won't fight to open or close when I take it back?
Well, as we become good putters, and one of the things that good putters have in common, a couple things, is good tempo. The putter's sold out flat. And soft grip pressure. And what happens when you soften your grip pressure and you're trying to make a long putt, if the putter's not trying to stay straight, the first thing that happens is the face opens. And then people will intentionally try to slam the face shut. And then they may pull it. But they can't be relaxed. They can't have constant grip pressure. So constant grip pressure and as light as possible without actually losing control of your stroke is the key to really good putting. And we make a putter that allows you to, no matter if it's a 3-foot putt or an 80-foot putt, the harder you hit our putter, the straighter it stays. And so that allows us, when people buy our putter, they instantly feel like their hands and their forearms are more relaxed. They're not losing the face angle. One of the things that I experienced in using a face balance putter is when I softened my grip up, the face would tend to open up and I'd push putts to the right, especially short putts. All my 3-footers, I'd miss right all the time. So then, in a desperate act, I'd either put the toe of the putter up in the air which would make the loft look more left, or I'd start cutting across the ball to stop the ball from going right. So now we're introducing other variables, which is a very dangerous game to play because you ultimately end up getting the yips. And that's a bad word to use, but that's what it is.
Well, and interestingly, some of the best putters that I can think of two great putters that have made adjustments like that. Steve Stricker has the heel up, and he's a great putter. Yeah. And Isaiah Aoki had the toe up and was a great putter. So they made some adjustments that worked for them.
Yes.
And look, you can be a great putter with any putter. I mean, what you're saying is, if you're going to buy a putter, get one that's going to, the face is going to stay square. It's going to take out an extra variable that you don't need.
Right. One of the interesting about those two players is that Palmer had the heel up as well. And
Arnold Palmer.
They have very low loft putters. And Arceo's putter was 0 loft. So if you don't have loft, lie angle is a relative. And that's interesting is when you put the more loft on the face, if the lie angle isn't correct, then the loft looks in different directions. But if there's 0 loft, really, but that makes it hard to putt in different grass conditions, and you really have to hit up on the ball, and it takes a lot of practice.
So you're saying Isaiah had 0 loft, so the fact that the toe was in the air, because if you have loft and you put either on the toe or the heel, it's now changing the loft as an angle to it.
Exactly.
Interesting. Now, how did you come up with the idea of getting rid of the twist, and then what did you do? How did you design it? You told me that story the other night. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, we had...
and when was this happened?
Well, it was about 3 years ago. I was in a Monday qualifier, and I hit 17 greens and shot 71.
So you were trying to qualify to play in a
Reno Tahoe Open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was playing great, and I missed everything. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn door. So went home and I had my putter locked in outside my left tricep, and I had my grip cut off. I was putting on my coffee table with a face balance putter at the time, and as soon as I relaxed my grip, that face opened up 90 degrees. And when I started swinging it...
Now, when you say face balance putter, what is that? Does that mean where the shaft is in the middle?
Well, if you lay a putter across a table and the face is level with the horizon or points dead to the sky, that's called face balancing. However, we've been kind of led to believe, it's a very romantic term, and people believe that, whoa, I'm going to buy a face balance putter. You're kind of led to believe that that's balanced to be straight back, straight through, and toe hang is balanced to arc. And with my revealer, we clearly demonstrated every show we go to that that's just disinformation. It's not true. So
you thought you were using a face balance putter, but they're not really face balance. And
no.
so you looked at your putter, and then what happened?
Yeah, so I made some, I got some old putters out that I had been able to collect over the years, and started drilling holes and using lead tape, and then I invented this revealer, and I wanted to see what a putter does without my hands touching it, but in a play position, and no friction, or very little friction. And so I invented this revealer, which originally was a stick with a hook and a bracket and a piece of string, and then it turned into a much more user-friendly device that allows any putter to be suspended in a playing position, because that's all we should really care about. Who cares what a putter does on a table?
Yeah, it sits in this,
on a table.
It's like a bracket. The putter, you're not touching the putter. It's hanging from a hook, and it's sitting in a bed, kind of with felt, so that when you spin it back, the putter's going to move where it wants to move.
Where it wants to go.
And you see all the putters, the most expensive putters, they all move.
Right.
And your putters, when you put them in there, they don't move. So what you're establishing is that with these directed force putters, that you're now, when you get into your position and you do your putting stroke, it's not going to move as a result of staying on the arc.
Exactly, and every player has a different arc.
Yep.
And within a given space, if that arc is sharper or shallower, there has to be more degrees of rotation that the putter needs to go through to keep up to that arc. So now I make a putter that keeps up with the player's arc instead of the player trying to keep up with the arc, which means if you put them on a table and you put the faces towards the sky, a flatter lie angle putter will rotate faster, rock back and forth faster, and that's the visual proof that there's something else going on here besides, there's just no smoke and mirrors.
Now, did you, so you were still 3 years ago trying to play in PGA Tour events, and so did you make your living as a player back then?
Many years ago, I played in some mini tour events and tried to make some money doing that down in Arizona, and the the southern southwest section.
And then other than that, you were a PGA Club Pro?
Yes, and then I was a director of instruction at Golf Tech, actually. So I've been teaching for quite a few years in Golf Academy and club repair, did club repair for tour players, and so I had a pretty good understanding of how clubs work, and I had the ability and the fundamental understanding of equipment to even come up with this idea and be able to pull it off.
And so now have you just stopped doing everything else, and is this your total
This is my
life's
life,
work
yeah.
now?
This is it. I breathe it, smell it.
And so the putters first became available on the market, earlier this year or within the last year?
Yeah, we got our business license about a year ago, and then we did a soft launch in Las Vegas.
And when was that?
Earlier, yeah, let's see.
November 15, something like that? And then you had your big launch at the Orlando Golf Show.
Right, we did our big launch at the Orlando PGA Golf Show this year, and it was just a home run. Obviously, we got the Showstopper Award from Golf WRX, and that was quite an honor because they're a pretty high-end type place that they don't just give away awards.
Right, and so if people are interested in your putter, what do they do?
Well, you want to first go on to www.directedforce.com and click on remote fitting, and that'll take you to a YouTube channel that shows you how to get fit. If you don't have a dealer, obviously you can look on our site and see where your nearest authorized fitting center is. And if you go there, we always prefer to have a golf professional or a PGA accredited facility fit the putter to the player. That way we know that it's fitted right. But if you're not near an authorized fitting center, then you can go through the remote fitting process, submit the video, and we will analyze it and tell you what your lie angle is. We'll send you a screenshot, and it says the lie angle, and then you simply measure the length of the putter that you're using in the video, and we will send you your specs, and then you'll be able to order the putter online. If you buy the putter online, we give you a coupon code that credits the fee for the remote fitting, so you don't have to pay for your fitting.
And if they come here today, they can get a free fitting.
It is. Here today, you actually save $130.
And then the putters are not cheap.
No, we're pretty proud.
I had sticker shock. Tell us the price of the putter.
Retail online is $399.95. Today it's $299.95, and we do that because the putter is forged, and then we CNC machine the flashing and machine the face grooves in there, and then it's anodized, and then lasered, and then hand balanced, and it's made in the USA, and so it's not cheap.
No, it's not. It's not.
But it's good.
It's good.
It'll pay for itself.
Well, I'll tell you, I went through the thing, and it's an amazing product. Thanks for joining us,
Thanks,
Bill.
Scott.
It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Stop by later. Bill Presse,
Take care.
Directed Force Putters. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, hopefully we'll have an update from Jess Myers, who was at the Minnesota Wild practice.